Hello and welcome to Adventures of Deanna. I'm Deanna and I'm on an adventure to lose over 100 pounds, and this is the ABCs of weight loss. And welcome everyone, welcome. So glad to have you here today. I don't know who all's going to be joining in today because I decided kind of last minute to do this. Hello, Ron's Keto Cafe. Welcome to the live stream tonight. As I said, I just kind of last minute decided to do this because it was nagging at me. So I started the ABCs of weight loss and I did all the letters A, B, C, on and on and on. And I never did Z, and it was kind of bothering me. It was just in the back of my head that I had never done the letter Z, so I thought, why don't we just go ahead and do the letter Z so it can stop being something that annoyed me. So here we are, we're doing the letter Z, and I'm hoping that everybody can hear me okay and everything is good, because it has been like 5 months since I have done a live stream. So I am hoping that everyone can hear me okay. Hoping that everybody can hear me okay. So we start off with the ABCs of weight loss with the letter Z. We're talking about words that begin with the letter Z and how they may or may not relate to weight loss. But I always like to start with your guesses first before I give you the words that I guessed. And if you checked out my community post a few weeks ago, you can cheat and see that there are already some guesses out there. Awesome. Awesome, Ron. We should join you on your live next Thursday at 7 p.m. Here we go. We got some chats going. Awesome sauce. So, just waiting for people to guess words that begin with the letter Z. It has been a long time. It has been many, many months. Work just kind of got in the way. I was working long hours, and then I was extra tired. And then I just had a lot of noise in my head, a lot of chatter about, doing a live stream that kind of prevented me from doing it. And finally I was like, you know what, that's enough. It's just enough. Just do it. You enjoy doing it. Why are you letting, whispers in your head get you down or keep you from doing something that you enjoy doing? So let's get back out there. Let's at least finish the alphabet. We have to at least finish the alphabet. But really, I want to do a second season of the ABCs of weight loss, and I want to go back through the alphabet and think of new words or revisit some of the old words, because they're still great words and there's wonderful things that we can talk about and how they relate to weight loss. So, as I mentioned before, I don't know how many people are going to come because I had no notice. I didn't tell anybody that this was happening. I just kind of decided and posted it and decided to come on live. So who knows what is gonna happen tonight with the whole ABCs of weight loss letter Z. So I see, maybe I should wait for it to come up on the screen. I don't know, if I'm I have 2 different chat boxes on my screen. I have one that's I think live, and then I have another one that comes a couple minutes early. So I don't know if I should wait for it to come up on the screen or if I should just go off what I see that's happening in this little chat box or not. I don't know. So, Zoom because of Fit Squad. Zeal. So, enlighten your friend Deanna on what does zeal mean. What does zeal mean? Enlighten me. Zoom. We're all been zooming about with our, how many people are participating. Derek's Journeys Fit Squad, Derek's Journeys Fit Squad. Derek's Journeys Step Challenge. just ended yesterday. It was the end of the January Step Challenge. We just Zoom about, hi Mary, welcome. So glad you joined in today. Thank you. Very kind of you. We're talking about words that begin with the letter Z and how they may or may not apply to weight loss. And I like to hear your guesses. Zest. Zest. So we've got zeal and we've got zoom and we've got zest. And I'm just waiting to be enlightened onto what the word zeal means, because of course I did not look it up. Enthusiasm for a cause like health. Oh, yes. Ooh, zigzag, kind of like yo-yo. That's a good one. I like that. Zigzag. So zeal, an enthusiasm for a cause. So do you have zeal? Do you have zeal? I think that in February, a lot of us have zeal. A lot of us here have zeal that's ongoing and forever. But then I know that there are a lot of people out there that maybe had, zeal in the beginning of like January, and maybe that could be kind of wavering right now that we're into February. They say like a typical resolution, I think it lasts like 3 weeks or something like that, maybe even less. So we're past that. So that whole excitement, that whole zeal, that enthusiasm is kind of worn off. And probably thinking, man, what am I to do? Wasn't as exciting as it was in the very beginning. That first week I had that huge loss. And then after that, it just kind of, was less than that. For us pros out there, do we want to give any tips to the people out there that are feeling a lack of enthusiasm, a lack of zeal these days? Now that we're a few months or a few weeks into the new year, maybe that was their big resolution. Ooh. That's a good one. I like that one. I didn't think of that one. So I find not just having an enthusiasm for the weight loss, for the number on the scale, I also have enthusiasm for planning. I have an enthusiasm for fitness. I have an enthusiasm for finding new meals to eat. So there's like so many different facets, so that whenever, maybe one day I'm not feeling all that hot about one component of health, which is a better way to think about it. Maybe one day I'm not feeling that enthusiastic about one aspect of health, but then I've got these other aspects of health that I can kind of I can be enthusiastic about that today. Like this morning, it was 16 degrees outside whenever I had to go walk Loki. There's ice on half the sidewalk and not on the other half of the sidewalk. And I wasn't really enthusiastic about, going to walk him. But then I was enthusiastic about my lunch, which was a different lunch that I hadn't had in a long, long time. I had a tuna melt. It was so yummy, and I was so enthusiastic about that. So I could pull on that and be like, yeah, but as soon as you get this walk done, you're going to be that much closer to lunchtime whenever you get to have that tuna melt. So it was something that just got me over the hurdle. Just get it done. You're going to be closer to lunch, blah, blah, blah. So that was kind of like my way of getting past it, getting through it. Stop quitting. Just stop quitting. Just stop quitting. Just, hate to say it, just accept it. It's like doing your taxes or paying your bills. It's just, it's just life. It's just part of who I am. And they say, it was in James Clear book, Atomic Habits, about making it your identity. It's just part of life. It's part of my identity. It's something that I do. It's just something that I do. My my quote for today says Ron's Keto Cafe. Every month brings on new challenges and a chance for a fresh start. Yesterday, oh my God, I was flooded with refresh, restart, refocus. Refresh, restart, refocus. So we're not on the R's today. We're talking about letter Z. But when you've lost that enthusiasm, when you've lost that zeal, find a way to refresh, restart, and refocus. Just take a moment to pause and think about it. And there's good reasons. There's good reasons. Everyday adulting. Adulting sucks. Think about why you started. Never give up. So, zeal, enthusiasm. I'm pretty excited all the time. I'm always like, oh yay, it's Monday. Oh yay, it's a new month. All the time. I'm just like so enthusiastic for, weird days. So I think that's kind of funny that I'm just so enthusiastic for weird things. Hello, Janine, and welcome. Glad you're here today. So this is the ABCs of Weight Loss, where we talk about words that start with the letter of the week, and today's letter is Z, and we're talking about zeal and enthusiasm for something, especially your health. So let's talk about, I love Zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Zoomy, 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 zoomy. Oh my God, Ziploc those thoughts like a Ziploc bag. Put the negative thoughts into the Ziploc bag. That is gorgeous. I love it. I love it. Put those negative thoughts into a Ziploc bag. Yep. Seal them up, throw them away. They can't get out. Gone. Wow, that's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So Zoom. Anybody want to tell me how they Zoomed in January? How did you Zoom? I like Zoom. Just Zoom about town. Loki gets the Zoomies all the time, and like yesterday or the day before, we had like a little bit of sleet, but it was a good sheet across the whole thing. So we have this big sidewalk that runs in the back of the yard from the very front that goes to the street, to the alleyway and back. And he got the Zoomies, and he's like running on this sheet of ice, and then he goes to try and stop and turn, and he can't stop. It's just like, shh, and he can't stop. And so for those of you guys that don't know, my dog Loki, over a year ago, he had to have surgery on his CCL, like his knee, because he tore it and required surgery in order to get it fixed or whatever. But they say that within the next 2 years, it's very likely that he might have to have the surgery on the other leg. So anytime he does anything like that, I just get all panicky and anxiety, and it was not good. But he had the Zoomies on the ice, and I was not a fan of that. So, Zoom workouts, yes. Zoom workouts. I only do the Zoom workouts. So I do Zoom workouts on Saturdays. I'm a member of Kirsten Quick Fit. She's on YouTube. She has a channel. She does wonderful exercise videos. So she was doing a whole series last month on 10-minute exercise videos, all different kinds. It'd be hard pressed not to find a video that you don't like on the channel, really. But 10-minute videos, and this month she's going to be doing a lot of 5-minute videos. But I'm a part of her membership. So part of her channel, she has a membership. So I'm part of that membership, and on Saturday she does live Zoom workouts. The live Zoom workouts are really good. So if you don't know me, I'm kind of new to the whole weight training realm of things. For a long time, it was like a big thing that I wasn't going to do at all. No. And then there was a few channels that a lot of the people that I'm friends with here on YouTube that were following that were doing different weight training related challenges and stuff. So I got involved in them and I started to give it a try, and I was really open-minded about it. And after, a few tries, I was like, oh, well, this doesn't suck like I remembered it to suck. Like, it's not bad. I kind of enjoy it. It kind of feels good. So I wanted to get more involved in it. So Kirsten had put out a lot of videos, and whenever she opened up her membership, I thought, she was someone who I thought of as an amazing cheerleader, a great instructor, and someone that I just really grew to like a lot and trust. So I joined her membership, and so we do these workouts on Saturday over Zoom. And the great thing about that is, so we're working out with barbells. We're working out and doing different floor exercises and things that are new to me. And the good thing about Zoom is that she can watch and she can let me know if my form's not correct. Because that's something that I think when you're new, that you can struggle with, having the right form. So that helps me, because I am no expert in that by any means. So it has been just so valuable to have her as my coach, making sure that I'm doing these things right, and I don't have to worry as hard about, getting injured or something like that. So Zoom, I like Zoom. Didn't expect Ziploc bag. No, that one threw me for a loop. That was awesome. Zoomed off 6 pounds, walked 87,000 zooming steps. Was that your January step count? Hold on, I gotta get mine. Where's my January? Okay, so let's see. There's my cute little, in my Silk and Sonder journal. And you guys can't probably see the number, but was that your January number? Or was that this week's number? My total for the month of January was 394,929. And I am pretty proud of myself. So, while we're talking about that, I wanted to, oh shoot, I didn't prepare this yet. And I can't, because I don't know where it is. So, I have decided that I'm doing something new for 2023, and I just decided in the middle of January that I'm going to be doing this. But I have decided that my step goal is going to be 370,000 every single month during the month of 2023. Every single month I want to hit 370,000 steps, which is going to be hard for February. It's like 13,000 and something steps per day. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get an envelope and I'm going to stuff it. So each month that I hit my goal of 370,000 steps, I'm going to put $20 in the envelope, and then at the end of the year, I get to splurge on something. So I just thought it would be like a fun way to kind of reward myself for the steps and like to really keep up that consistency. Whenever I'm doing Derek's Journey Step Challenge, so if you guys are new here and you don't know Derek, you need to check him out. He's Derek's Journey, and he puts on these step challenges all the time, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a you against you competition. You do get put on a team, but it's not, ultra competitive or anything like that. There's no minimum requirement or anything like that. It's just fun and camaraderie and a good time. But what I noticed was when I'm doing the steps challenge, my steps get like super duper high, and then whenever the steps challenge is over, they kind of drop down. And I just want my steps to, reach this nice consistent level, and I feel like 370,000 steps a month is a little bit more than 10,000. They recommend, actually the 10,000 steps that people recommend, it was like a made up number, blah 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 blah. 7,000 is actually, they want you to get at least 7,000, but I want to push myself a little bit more, so I want to get whatever the 370,000 averages out to every month. It's going to fluctuate depending on how many days there are in the month. So that's my goal, and that's what I'm going to be doing. So every month I'm going to, put the money in my envelope, hopefully, if I hit my goal. You know, if I don't hit it, then I don't get the money and it's not the end of the world, but at least I've got something to strive for, and then I have that money to spend. So that'll be nice. So I'll be zooming around getting my steps in too. Barnum and Ruby get poop zoomies. Not so much fun on leash in any weather. No, no. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the congratulations. Yeah, I thought it would be nice to have a reward system. I've never really rewarded myself for things before, but I just thought it would be like just a little bit of extra motivation, especially for February. February is going to be a hard month to get steps because it's just so cold, and that's whenever we get most of the icky weather, so at least here in Missouri. So I thought it would be good to have a challenge like that. And as I focus on other things, it's always good to have that, base, because I want that as like one of my like non-negotiables in my life. I want to be an active person. I want to be a person who gets out there and is active every single day. That's just like a core value I want to have. It's not something that I had previously to, wanting to lose weight, but it's something that I want to have throughout the rest of my life. I want to be an active person. So I just thought it would help to solidify that as a habit in my life. We'll see how it goes. I have yet to do 100 miles of walking in 1 month. I came close last year. So I think it took me like 2 years before I hit 100 miles in a month. I think it took me 2 years. So that was Zoom. I also saw somebody say in the chat, one of the words was zero. So zero is a fun word because there are so many ways that you can look at zero. So what did somebody say? I gotta scroll back up to find it. Uh-oh, what did I do? Don't do that. Zero excuses. That's what it was. Zero excuses. Zero carbs. Zero excuses. As a non-keto person, there's nothing wrong with keto. I eat my carbs. So I don't know anything about zero carbs personally myself, so I can't really talk to it. But zero excuses. Oh, that's a good one. I love that. I laugh at that because how many times do you think, me personally, how many times do you think I've told myself, no excuses, and then came up with excuses? Like, I know it's greater than 5. It's probably 100. Probably a zillion. Somebody else said a zillion. But I am the queen of saying, no excuses. Then I come up with all the excuses. And then the funny thing about it is I have this like distorted reality in my brain where I don't even realize that it was an excuse. I think it was just logical. Not an excuse, because I tell myself lies all the time. So I have to really think about what it is I'm saying to myself, because part of me is tricking myself to think, oh no, that's not an excuse, whenever the other part of me knows, sure, fine and well, that that's an excuse. Like, you're just being, I don't know what. So anybody else ever played that game in their brain where they think that they're, it's not an excuse, but, really whenever you think about it, or in hindsight, you look back on it and you're like, oh, that was purely an excuse. That was clearly an excuse. But at the time, it didn't feel like an excuse at all. It felt like logical. We all do it a ton. All the time. So it's just nice. It's nice to know that you're not alone, but at the same time, it's something that we want to get better at, isn't it? You know, it's okay to recognize that we do it, but then it's a big thing to be able to recognize when you're doing it and try to combat that. Try to find ways to get past it. And that's what a lot of the things that I talk about on my channel are about. That's why I do a lot of my habit tracking. That's why I like to track my habits. That's why I like to do a daily assessment. So at the end of the day, I like to go through my day and say, okay, what were my goals for today? What were the intentions that I set? Did I do them? Did I not do them? Why did I not do them? Was it an excuse that I was giving myself? Was I giving myself a pass on that? Or was it, really a circumstance where I just couldn't get the thing done? And then how can I do it differently the next time it comes up? What strategies can I put in place? Are there time modifications that I need to make? Are there boundaries that I need to set? Is there preparations that I need to do in advance? What's the fail-safe here? How can I get better at this so I'm not making these excuses? I can turn an excuse into a good reason. A good reason is totally an excuse. Correct. All the time. And we just, we just change the language on it and we think it's not an excuse, but it is. But it is. I can lie to myself about an excuse being reality all the time. Yes, me too. And the funny thing about weight loss is that some people will be out there and they'll just tell you, oh, it's just so easy to do. If it was so easy to do, why hasn't everybody just knocked it out of the park, killed it, done? Because it's easier to say what you're going to do than to actually do it. There's a whole lot more that goes into it in the brain and in the mind. It's just not simply, the foods that you eat. There's a lot more that goes into it than that. And one of those is excuses. So we have to break through that. And really, it's funny because it's like our brains are really designed to protect us. And they're in a way, and it's a messed up way, but really they are trying to protect us. They want us to stay exactly where we're at. They think that's kosher. Even though we tell them, no, it's not kosher. That's not what I want. I want to lose weight. The brain still wants to be exactly where it's at. It wants to take the easy road all the time. So, excuses. Like I said, that's why I track my habits, is so that it brings to light whenever I'm making up excuses. That's why I do a daily assessment, so that I can honestly look back at the day and say, what happened here? Was this an excuse? What can I do differently? What can I modify? How can I set myself up for success? Do I need to lay out my clothes beforehand? Do I need to meal prep beforehand? What is it that I need to do? There's thousands and thousands of situations, so everybody's got to think about their own excuses and what's getting in their own way, and then just write down, just like, okay, I made an excuse for that. What's 3 things that I could possibly do the next time so that I can't make that excuse? Write them down and then give them a try. That's all you can do. If you fail, you try again. It's no big deal. It's okay, but at least you tried something, versus just giving yourself the excuse again. Because once that excuse works, your brain's going to offer up that excuse again because it worked. They're going to be like, well, it worked last time, so maybe you're going to fall for it again this time. So we got to try things in order to combat that, to defeat it. And sometimes we just have to say, shut up, brain, shut up. Not listening to you. Ooh, zaniness. Sense of humor is needed to stay focused. Oh my gosh, for sure. Gotta have some zaniness. So, in what other ways does the word zero, because I'm not done with the word zero yet, I want to keep talking about the word zero, zero excuses, but what other ways does the word zero apply? Meal prep has helped tremendously with my excuse that I'm tired, I don't want to cook, so I should stop for fast food. You believe what you allow yourself to believe. Yes, ma'am. You do. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Meal prep is such, like, just making sure that you've got, like, food at home. And especially sometimes it's even food that's already cooked at home, because, after you've had a long day, the last thing you want to do is go home, make a meal, and then clean it up, and all the stuff that goes into it. If all you got to do is warm something up, then it's so much easier than, the whole thing is. So I'm totally with you on the meal prep. Definitely. I have also been taking my breakfast and lunch to work and working with different methods in order to make sure I don't forget it, because that's been constant. Because we have a cafeteria in the building, so I don't even have to go anywhere, but I can still get, like, junky fast food type food in the cafeteria. I just got to go in the elevator down a few floors and then pay, like, a whole bunch of money. They're really expensive. It's a good deterrent because they're really expensive. But it's just so convenient and so easy. So I have to make sure that I pack really good food. And I mean really good food. So it has to be something that is, like, really, really appeals to me. Because if it's something that's, like, too boring, or, yeah, I'll just go with boring, there's a high probability that I would throw it away and go to the cafeteria. So I can't just pack boring food. It has to be something that's going to be exciting and really appeal to me. Or else, it's really easy to be like, oh, whoops, I don't know what happened there, and not eat it. It's terrible. It's bad. So every week we sit down, my husband and I, we always sit down on Friday nights or Saturday morning, and we make a meal plan for the week. So ours is really, really loose, and everybody has to find a meal planning or meal prep that works for them. We're all our own individuals. We have all got our own things going on, so everybody's got to figure it out for themselves. So, again, if something doesn't work once, try it again and see again if it'll work. Maybe sometimes things just don't work out the first time. But if that one thing doesn't work, then you got to try another thing, and then you got to try another thing until you find exactly what's going to work for you. Also, seasonally might be a thing as well. It just depends, I noticed that, what works in the winter doesn't work in the summer, things like that. But my husband and I, we always sit down on Friday or Saturday morning, and we make the meal plan and for the week, for the whole entire week. And then on Saturday, I go and do the grocery shopping and get all the things. And then I make sure that all the fruits and vegetables are nicely accessible, ready to go. I make sure that anything that is, because he gets to eat whatever he wants all the time, and he doesn't have to watch his weight at all, ever. He just, will lose 10 pounds in a week if he thinks about it. Lucky him. And he has crazy sweet tooth. So I just make sure that my stuff is on my eye line, and his stuff is up here on his eye line. And then that works out better for me. So I don't automatically see all of his awesome treats and stuff. I see, my treats that I like, that I think are awesome. I don't hate my treats. I think they're really good. They're just like healthier versions of treats. So, and I put them where I can see them, where they're easy to grab for me, and his are harder for me to see and get to. I prep basic things and make it into different things throughout the week. Yeah, like we'll have like shredded chicken week where we'll make up a whole bunch of shredded chicken and then we'll just like shredded chicken stuff. Here's some veggies and some shredded chicken. Here's some shredded chicken and cheese. Here's some shredded chicken that tastes like tacos. Here's some shredded chicken week. Yay. And then we have chili week. I like chili week too. So 0. Nobody's got anything else that's got to do with 0? The amount I lost in January. But I didn't get it. I didn't gain it either. Yes, 0. 0 weight loss. Okay. That's what I was going for. 0 weight loss. Zero weight loss can be hard. Like 1 week, okay, cool. You know, whatever. The scale, could be confused. Maybe it didn't show up. Maybe I didn't really deserve it. Maybe I wasn't trying, doing all the things that I thought I was doing. Maybe it's hormonal. Maybe it's sleep. Maybe it's water. Maybe it's, salt. There's too many things. For 1 week, you can't even think about a 0 on the scale. It means absolutely nothing whenever it happens 1 week. When it happens in a month, it can be a little bit harder to take. But the thing that I've learned is that even after a month, I can't let it get me down. I can't let it destroy me. I can't let it derail me from where I want to go. Because it's all part, I'm on a journey for a healthy lifestyle. Do I want to lose weight? Yes. Is that a goal of mine? Yes, it is. But it's also to live a healthy lifestyle. So if I can look back on the past month and say that I lived 0 days being healthy, I can't say that. The scale might say that there's 0 weight loss on the scale. But I can't say that there was 0 days in the month of January where I wasn't healthy, where I didn't have a 100% healthy day. I can't say that. But you know what? In 2019, before I started my journey, okay, we'll just go back to 2018 before I even thought about doing it. Do you know how many unhealthy days I probably had in 2018? We'll just go with 362. We'll say I got lucky and had 3 healthy days in the year. But most of the time, I was probably eating fast food 5 to 7 days a week. I was not exercising 7 days a week. Not even a walk. Not even a walk. How much water was I drinking? Very, very little. Mostly soda. Let's think about sleep. Oh, no regulated sleep. It was just, when I wanted to, when, whatever. Sleep deprived a lot. So healthy days, but in the month of January, the scale might say 0, but they can't tell me I wasn't trying to be healthy. So that's my rant on that. So 0 progress is just something that we can take as a learning moment. Okay, what can I learn from this? What can I do differently? And then we need to brainstorm. We need to set up strategies. We need to think about how can we, do a little bit better the next month. Maybe I need an accountability partner, somebody that I can check in with to let, know how it's going, that can help, cheer me on throughout the days. Maybe you notice that you do fine Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but then Thursday you start to fall down. So you need somebody that you can call on Thursday that can tell you, I know the calendar says it's Thursday, but really treat today as a Monday. Treat today as a Monday. So again, it's going to be different for everybody. And I know that in the year of 2021, I gained weight instead of lost weight. I'm trying to lose weight, but it is what it is. But there were a lot of lessons that I learned, and I'm already making progress. So two big things that I learned in 2021 was that I have to set more boundaries, that I wasn't being clear with my boundaries. I was letting my boundaries be crossed all the time, and I was people pleasing way too much. So I need to set boundaries because this is important to me. It's something that I value. It's something that I desire. It's something that I want. So I'm going to have boundaries around that. And I've already started implementing those boundaries, and I've already started, saying, okay, you're starting to cross the line here. You got to back off because this is important to me. And another one of my big goals for 2022 was to learn how to speak up and to say something, because what I wanted to always do is just freeze, run away, not do anything, everything except for voice what it is that I needed. So these two things, having boundaries and learning how to speak up, they're not in a meal plan. They're not something that you can count in a calorie app. But they're an important part of my weight loss process, my journey, my adventure. Because what gets me off track? Everybody always says, oh, I'm off track, I'm off track, I'm off track. Not having boundaries, not speaking up for myself, not doing these things. So that's why they're so important to me. So zero progress, all it's doing to you is saying, you've got something to learn here. You need to take a look at this. You need to find out, what's going on. Why aren't you doing the things that you know will get you results? Or if you're having zero progress and you would pay $1 million and say, I'm doing everything that I know should work in order to lose weight, but I've had zero progress. If that's something that's happening to you, you would bet $1 million. You're that confident in it. You need to go see a doctor and find out what's going on. If you're that confident in everything that you've done that you give $1 million on that, then you need to go see a doctor because maybe there's something wrong. That I'm not a doctor, but that's just my personal opinion. But generally speaking, we say that we're doing all the things, but whenever we really take a hard look at ourselves, when we really examine everything, sometimes there's little things that we're not. I'm a big fan of this. I create my own distorted reality. Things that, that's going on that we're not, totally, helping out there. So that's my rant on that, and I hope it was helpful, and I hope it didn't offend anybody, but it was just my personal opinion, and there we go. Community helps 100,000%, a zillion percent, zillions. Any other words? We did pretty good for Z. Like, there's not a lot of words that start with Z, and we did pretty good coming up words for Z and having some, some real zeal about it, right? I learned something today. Anything else? So somebody in my comments that I posted on my community board, they said zucchini. Everybody get a big smiley face in the comments if you like zucchini. I love zucchini myself. Zucchini, do you like zucchini? Only took 26. You picked a good word before. Give yourself credit. I can't remember, but because it's been 5 months. I cannot believe it's been 5 months since I did a live stream. I went to do this thing today, and I'm like, do I even remember how? What did I do? And then I forgot to play my intro song. I was sad. But then I just rolled with it. I'm like, nobody cares about that song anyway. Woohoo! I had to finish it out. It was bothering me so bad. So, I want to start up, if nobody else has got a word, I want to start up season 2 of the ABCs of Weight Loss, but I want to do season 2 a little bit differently, and I would like to have a guest. Every single week I would like to have a guest. So I would like someone out there in the wonderful world of YouTube that likes to talk about words and how they relate to weight loss to come on, especially if you have a word that you are passionate about. So if you have a word that you are really passionate about and you want to come on the live stream and you want to come help, talk about all these words that start with fun words, then you can come on and we can talk together. We can talk to one another about the words. But so each word, we're going to start with the letter A and go to Z again, just like we did for season 1. But in season 2, I'm going to have a friend with me and we're going to talk about it and we're going to talk to you guys about it. We're going to get your opinion and we're going to share our opinions and we're going to have a good old time. But that's going to be season 2 with special guests. So each week I'm hoping it'll, rotate through, 2, 3, 5 people, maybe more, who knows. But if you want to be on the channel, on the show, on the ABCs of Weight Loss, then you can either, leave me a comment below. You can find me on Instagram. I am Deanna's Adventure. You can email me at adventuresofdeanna@gmail.com. However you want to reach out to me. And then we can just, schedule it. If there's, a certain word that, you really want to talk about, you feel passionate about. So, maybe it's keto. If you feel like you're really passionate about keto and you want to talk about it, then we can talk about it, because I don't think that there's a wrong diet out there. I think that the diet that works for you is the right diet. I don't know a lot about keto, so I can't talk about it. I can't talk to it. So, but if, whatever it is, if there's something that you really want to talk about, then just let me know. We'll get it on the schedule. You can come on. We'll talk about it. So that's what we're doing in season 2. You like to talk, period. Somebody does like. It's a good thing she's got a job that makes her talk all the time. Couldn't imagine if she had a job where she had to be quiet. What would happen to the world? Thank you, Mary, for telling everybody to like the stream. Okay, well, we didn't talk about Zumba. Somebody said Zumba. I like to Zumba. So I like anything, any activities that have to do with music. That's like kind of more my jam than anything that wouldn't have music. Still weird that I can't find running really exciting, because I get to listen to my music while I'm running, but it's just not the same. I like Zumba. I like dancing. I like that kind of stuff, but not really like with running. Never really done Zumba. Zumba, funny, has kind of evolved to mean more than what was actually Zumba. Zumba used to mean that it had to be a certain type of music and it had to have a certain cadence and all of these things. There was like rules around it, but it kind of, after Zumba got really, really popular and Jazzercise wasn't popular and Zumba was, like people started twisting the meaning of Zumba to mean like Jazzercise, just exercise fitness. So sometimes you're not actually doing traditional Zumba when they say it's Zumba. Just FYI. So I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but there you go. But yeah, because they don't, Jazzercise still exists, but I don't know. And, Zen. That's another word somebody had commented on the community page was Zen. Have you ever like felt your Zen while you've been on your weight loss journey? You ever like felt your Zen? Like, what is Zen? Value of meditation and intuition. Peaceful and calm. Peaceful and calm. Oh, yes. So, peaceful and calm. That's a fun one because I can feel peaceful and calm all week. And then Thursday night, Friday morning, I get all anxiety and I get all anxious about, oh God, it's my weigh-in day, I gotta weigh in. But the rest of the week I was all peaceful and calm. But then I get all anxious about having to step on the scale. But a lot of times I do have peace and calm. I'm very at peace with the whole process of weight loss, of doing all of these activities that help better me, because really, not only do they benefit me in weight loss, they benefit me in other areas of my life. I have to be more organized. It's just one of those things, because if I'm not organized, then the excuses come in and all of the things. So I have to keep organized. Well, that benefits me for everything, for getting ready for work. It benefits me, just for keeping my house tidy. It benefits my mental spirit, like not just for weight loss. There's so many different, benefits of that. So my Zen. I found peace and calm with the weight loss process. I've just come to just really embrace it and love it and find joy in it, which is hilarious considering I didn't lose weight in 2021, but I love the process, even whenever, I suck at it. So, yeah, but calmness. A lot of times, with calmness, though, I'm going to go and totally switch subjects here. I have to learn to, something also I've been working on is to remain calm, because I tend to, especially, at work, get myself into these like high anxiety situations, or just really just like amped up emotionally. And what I'm doing is I'm creating stress. So whenever you create stress in your body, you're releasing a hormone called cortisol. Cortisol is no good for you. You don't want cortisol, too much cortisol in your body. You do want a little bit, but you don't want too much cortisol in your body. It does bad things for you as far as trying to lose weight. So something that I've been trying to do is create more Zen at work, stepping away from my desk, just walking away, just like, I ain't got time for this, I just gotta go for a walk. Like, I can't react, just react to things. Breathing exercises is something else I've been trying to do in order to calm myself at work. Because honestly, I'm just, for me, what I'm doing is I'm just reacting. I'm being reactionary. It's not anything that I need to get all worked up about, but I get myself worked up about it. There's no reason for that. I can remain calm. It's not that big of a situation. And I'm just really trying to practice this, really trying to make it a habit. It's something that I talk about all the time, habits. Once I get stressed out, it also increases, the hunger hormone as well. So then I start getting cravings for things where normally I wouldn't have cravings, but now I'm getting additional cravings because of that. So there's all kinds of reasons that I want to have that Zen in my life at all times, because it just helps me, holistically, completely, all the way. Just Zen. So how do you find Zen? How do you find Zen in your life? I don't want it always to be about me. I want it to be about you. I like hearing about you guys. I feel zen during workout. There's something about a good workout that just completely like it takes your mind away. You're thinking about, okay, what muscles do I move and what do I squeeze and how do I breathe and how do I do, you just don't, you can just be in that world, for that 30 minutes, an hour. You're just doing that and you don't focus on all the outside gunk that's going on. You're just, one with yourself and with your body and feeling it. It feels good. It's kind of like, a meditation. It's a form of meditation. Shuts off anything unnecessary, for sure. That's what I love about my spin balls, my poi that I've been doing. Shuts off the whole world because it takes so much concentration to figure out how to not hit myself in the freaking face and to get them to spin the right direction and do the things that I want them to do. It takes a lot of concentration and I can't think about anything else. So it's like just a great escape. It's a great escape. It's just like, whew. Oh, how did nobody say that? Oh my gosh. Wow. Z's. Getting enough sleep. Not exactly a word, but we don't, things don't have to be exactly words. And we kind of can make up words if we want to. We make up the rules here. We can do whatever we want. Z's. Sleep. Yes, I'm a huge proponent of getting your sleep. I know that there are a lot of people out there that like to do these challenges and they like to not get their sleep because they're getting their steps in or doing the challenge or whatever it is. Your sleep, your body needs its rest. Everybody's, number that they need is different for them. Excuse me, but your sleep is important. That is a time whenever your body is doing so much work, when your mind is doing so much work. It cannot be understated how important sleep is. And getting the right amount of sleep helps you show up better for yourself the next day. Whenever you wake up tired, what are the chances that you're going to make not as good decisions? Like, raise your hand if that's ever happened to you. You woke up tired and you made a bad decision that you wouldn't have made if you'd gotten a full night's sleep. Or now you're rushing and you don't have time and you forget this, you forget that, your whole day's off track because you didn't get enough sleep. Or you're crabby because you didn't get enough sleep. And your crabby leads to emotional eating, or it leads to, procrastinating, emotional eating, blah, 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 all kinds of different things. Sleep can definitely affect you. I definitely get my sleep. I used to, and then lately my sleep has just been terrible. Trash sleep. And I don't know why. I need to get back to good sleep. I am normally good with sleep regardless of what my tracker thinks. My friend says that too. She says her tracker doesn't track her sleep. So I think that's a thing. Definitely a thing. You can't always trust your tracker on everything anyway. It's just, it's given its best guesstimate. They're not, how could it be? Like, I don't know. I don't know how it can know everything. Anyway, it's just opinion. All right, guys, it has been an hour. Again, I want to thank you. I thank you so much. Like I said, I didn't know if anybody was going to show up today because I didn't tell anybody. So I really appreciate you coming today. I had to end out the ABCs of Weight Loss Season 1. We're going to be coming up with Season 2. Probably not next week, but after the week after that, we're going to start up Season 2, and we're going to start with the letter A. So like I said, if it interests you, let me know. But we're going to have a guest on every week for season 2 of the ABCs of Weight Loss. So I hope to see you guys for that. As always, thank you, and it's going to be an adventure. Bye. Thank you all. Thank you all.